Today we're going to talk about small business accounting and the move to the cloud. And our guest today is Kirsten Barrie. She's the owner of Verte Consulting, a small and medium-sized business virtual CFO service specializing in retail. Kirsten is certified in both QuickBooks and Xero, so she can give us a little perspective on both, as well as a bunch of add-ons for both of those. So thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start and jump right into the benefits of being in the cloud as opposed to on the software, because that's one of the basic differences between what most people are probably currently doing with QuickBooks.
When you do books locally, and you're actually doing the accounting on this file, you send it to a CPA who does adjustments. You then have to take those adjustments and then actually put them in your system. When your file is on the cloud, everyone's accessing the same file.
Okay.
So there's no difference between what they've adjusted compared to what you've adjusted. They adjust it, it's done, and you can continue to move on. It saves a lot of money for the client and a lot of frustration and time for the bookkeeper.
So what about the security of the cloud?
A lot of people think that it seems like it's not secure, but it's actually more secure. They're hosted on servers that repeatedly do backups. They have tons of employees and tons of staff and tons of technology that actually keep these things secure. And if you had a file on your own computer, you can password your file, but people can still break through that. You could format a hard drive. Unfortunately, people can still recover information from that. So,
or in addition to theft, you do have fire or flood, or your computer's crashing, or
exactly.
Now hopefully you've had a backup.
Having it locally is a lot less secure, especially if someone actually took your laptop and walked away with it, or took your computer or walked away with it. Even perhaps a disgruntled employee has access to that file. All you have to do is have a copy of it, and you have everyone's social security number, all their vendor information. It's very dangerous, actually.
Okay, so now let's get to what became my choice when I surveyed the landscape, which I went with Xero. And I actually, and you have both come to the conclusion that Xero was what we think is a good solution for small businesses. And I'm not a partner or in any way affiliated, it's just my own particular feeling. And
well, at the end of the day, what's best for the company is the right product. So Xero is great for small to medium-sized businesses, which is really the backbone of our economy. Xero is great for startup companies, companies that do invoicing, companies that provide services, and it is also used for almost every other niche by adding the add-ons to it.
Okay.
When I set up clients on Xero, I set them up with add-ons. I don't have any clients that actually don't have add-ons connected to Xero.
Oh, okay.
And that's exciting because Xero has over 250 certified add-on companies. They actually go through a certification process.
So take me through a typical business that would use several different add-ons and what that might look like, so that people can get an idea what, how they can make sort of a complete package out of this.
Well, what I set people up on right now, the most common setup, is of course Xero, and then I add Vend, which is their point of sale, which is how they sell in the actual store. Then when they do their e-commerce, so their online shopping, they use an add-on called Shopify.
Okay.
And because I don't want them to lose receipts or worry about getting audited or have a pile of receipts that they don't know what to do with, and legally we need to keep these receipts, I set them up on another add-on called Receipt Bank, which puts their receipts into digital form.
Okay.
And then I also set them up on something called Bill.com, which pays their bills and allows me to run the bill payment system remotely.
So when it comes to security, there's various levels of encryption and security. Let's talk about that.
So yes, Xero is actually secured twice as much as when you log into a bank to do online banking. So people I've had approach me and wonder, is Xero secure? Xero is actually secured twice as much in the logon process. So when you log onto a bank, it's encrypted, and that's at a level what's called 128-bit encryption. When you log on to Xero, it's actually at 256-bit encryption.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's great.
Yeah, so it's very secure from wherever you're accessing on any browser. And then, like we mentioned, it's hosted by Rackspace, which does backups and secondary backups all the time.
So the other thing about cloud computing that's different from other things, some people don't like it, but it's the idea of a subscription. So you don't have to come up with a lump sum and pay the software like with QuickBooks. It's 300 something, right?
Yeah, if you were to stay up to date on the version in QuickBooks, it's $300 a year.
Okay.
Every version they release, and it's about once a year,
Okay.
is that amount.
All right.
And if you were to compare that to on Xero, where because it's cloud-based, they do updates incrementally, probably every 3 to 6 weeks, and maybe offline for an hour while they do that. And then you log on and it's upgraded right then, is just a little over $300. So as far as actually cost of accounting software, it's pretty much the same.
So if people want to find out more about this, there is a free demo of Xero on the Xero website.
It's actually a free trial.
It's a free trial.
Yeah, and they can log in, set up their bank accounts, play with it, see how it works, see if they like it, and if they do, they can continue to use it.
Okay, and if they're a retail customer, they should probably talk to you about getting all the integrations put together.
I can put all the puzzle pieces together for them.
Okay, that's great. Well, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And for the full in-depth interview, go to smallbusinessfile.com, click on the in-depth tab, and find the full expert lessons underneath there, and you can find the full version of this interview.